You are watching the Midtable and Up podcast highlights. Please put your foot through that like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, as well as Spotify and the podcasts app.
My number one, I have gone with the West Ham legend that is Carlton Cole.
Carlton Cole!
Always believe in your soul. But yeah, no, I've gone with Cole. I'm not going to sing the whole song because I don't feel like our listeners need that. But yeah, as I said,
that can be an additional extra. If you want to listen to that, leave a comment.
Yeah,
George sings Carlton.
It can be a bonus. It can be a bonus episode. I'll sing the whole gold song, but I'll be replacing it with Carlton Cole instead. But yeah, so Carlton Cole, as I said, it would have been Mark Noble would have been my number one, but I did meet him at a West Ham signing once when I was about 13 or so. So no, I've gone with Carlton Cole just because I absolutely love the guy to bits. Absolutely love the guy. You talk about, and I feel like his loyalty to the club is. I appreciate it so much because, you know, he came through the ranks at Chelsea. So, unlike Mark Noble, it's not like he was at the club, you know, his whole life. It's not like he came through the academy and has that family link to West Ham in the same way that Mark Noble does. But he's almost like the club's adopted son in the sense, Carlton Cole. You know,
we love him.
Yeah, we absolutely love him. He scored.
I mean, he's a cult hero, isn't he?
Complete cult hero.
Like, he's not a legend, he's a cult figure. Like, people just love him, despite him not being amazingly good.
Well, the thing that I always loved about Carlton Cole was, you know, how much he tried, how much he wanted to be there, and there was obviously a point when he was breaking into the England squad around 2009, 10, that kind of time, and then when we got relegated, like with Mark Noble, I think there was an option for him to go to Stoke. I remember hearing reports that they were interested, and obviously they would have kept him on the wages that he'd been on in the Premier League the year before, and he chose to stay at West Ham, and you know, because he wanted, you know, he felt that it was his home basically. Helped get us back to the Premier League, scored a fair few goals in the Championship that year, and then also scored in the playoff final as well. We got the first goal. And it's always great because I think after that game, he put on Twitter, he was like, people told me to leave, but, you know, you can all go fuck yourselves. I love it here. It was something along those lines. And even as much as recently, shortly after the lockdown, after the restart, we were playing Chelsea and we won that game 3-2. And Sky Sports were basically showing that game. They were showing, like, Carlton Cole, Stephen Sidwell, there might have been one other player reacting to the game. And obviously, you know, he still respects Chelsea, of course, having come through their ranks. But when we scored the winner, he was celebrating. And a few Chelsea fans on Twitter called him out and were like, why are you celebrating? You came through our ranks. And he was just like, well, no, you know, like West Ham's my club. He was like, I'll always have a place for Chelsea in my heart. But it was like, West Ham's my club, it's my home, it's, you know, and then he was like, I helped get them to the Premier League as well. He was like, I want them to stay there. And yeah, so, you know, and for me as well, you know, he's also become a bit of a personality on things like Talk Sport and that, and he seems like a bit of a laugh as well outside of the West Ham stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that would be...
Yeah, he's definitely on my list. I think there were a few others that were kind of outside. I tried to not make it not so much West Ham, but that was a great shout, mate.
Yeah, I agree. That was the kind of thing, I didn't want to make it too West Ham oriented, but yeah, Mark Noble and Carlton Cole, I was kind of like, yeah, I've got to have these guys on there. So yeah, that is our list. Right then, Simon, would you like to...
That's the final whistle. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Midtable and Up podcast. If you enjoy our top 10 lists, please make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Let us know what you would have done differently. If you watch this episode on YouTube, make sure to put your foot through that subscribe button and leave a like on the video, as well as follow us on Spotify, the podcast app, to keep up to date with the series. Thank you very much. See you next time.